So hello guys, this is Manindra, and it's been a long time I didn't post anything on my channel, tax schedules. So anyway, welcome to your 8th video on the basic ethical hacking series, and here in this video we are discussing about footprinting. So footprinting, what the heck is it actually? So collecting as much as information about the target. I mean, it's not about the network, about the target. Yeah, it can be either be network or a web application, anything, or a system or a device or a mobile, any kind of device which you want to penetrate or do anything, whatever you wanted to, what your intentions are. So collecting information about the network or the target is called as footprinting. So this information will help you to intrude into the network or hack into the network or device or any kind of. So what are the benefits of footprinting? So it will narrow down your attack vectors. So what happens is, for example, if your target is Linux and if you didn't do information gathering, you don't know that it is the Linux device. So what you will be doing is performing Windows exploits on that also, which eventually fails. So but you don't know that why it is failing. You will be trying each and every exploit of this kind of stuff, which will increase your penetration testing time or any time. So it is nothing but a waste of time. So what the information gathering does is, it will narrow down your attack vectors and your field. So and helps you to build information database. What is that? What are the things? So it gives you what is there in the network, how the devices are there, what is the default network, what is subnet mask, and this kind of information, and DNS, what is the DNS they are using. And there are so much useful information that is there that you will find in footprinting, which you will eventually know when you are into real world experience. So what kind of data you can gather? You can gather operating system versions. What is the version that they are using? Windows 10, Windows 8, Windows 7.1 beta version, or that what is it called? There is some version for developers, insider version, and platforms running on this. Whois information, actually, if you are targeting into any website, the whois information will let you know who is the one that registered that domain, where it is registered, what are their name servers, these kind of things, CNAME, so these kind of things, and DNS, domain name server, and network range, what are the devices that are on, that is replying to the that is on there, connected to the network, and not the shut down ones, default gateway, TCP or UDP ports, contact numbers, authentication mechanisms, whether they are using secondary step verification or not, what kind of hashing they are using, if something you can gather, and user group names and routing tables in the router. So you can find almost all every information what you want. That means what you want to penetrate, or if you want to hack into some devices, you can find almost anything that is needed. So it is based on how you search, how you find it. So it is like a framework. You can do anything you wanted. So, and using those things, you can find what are the vulnerabilities that are available for that version. For example, if it is WordPress 3.0, you can find what are the versions that are what are the vulnerabilities that are available, and you can also search what are the exploits that are available, and you can exploit the system. So exploits, you can search in exploitdb.com, and vulnerabilities, so many websites. And there are two types of footprinting. What is active footprinting and passive footprinting? It is also called as active reconnaissance or passive reconnaissance. The difference between is, footprinting gives you the information of the network, and like what is this thing, and reconnaissance gives you the insider network, inside internal structure of the network. So footprinting gives you what is there, what are the ranges, this kind of, and this reconnaissance gives you what is these things insider things, mostly insider things. So active reconnaissance is like interacting with the target directly, and passive is without interacting the target, but gathering the information, like from the forums. For example, if someone is working in a target company, and if he has got some trouble and he has posted something related to that one in any forum, you can find that. You can follow the user, what are his activities in different kinds of social media websites or the forums. Through that you can get some information if he is asking something about php myadmin or any apache things or any kind of software related things, questions. So you can follow him to get what is the internal mechanisms they are using, what are their configurations, this kind of. So these are the things you will be gathering. But before going to that, I'll just let you know how you can scan. There are so many tools, but mostly I use nmap for information gathering, and there are google docs also. Let me show you this thing. Here I have virtual machine. So this is Windows Server 2012, and oh sorry, it should be full screened actually. Yeah, PowerShell. So let's find out the IP address. Meanwhile, let's open our Kali Linux also. This is also there. So the IP address is 192.168.196.138. Let's copy this and let's do information gathering on this. Like this, it's just a sample one. You can do much more things, whatever you wanted, but this is really a pretty basic one. Just to know how these things works, just to let you know. So mostly I use nmap. There is two versions of nmap, a command line and graphical user interface. Usually O stands for operating system scan. So where is this? Okay, 192.168.196.138. 192.168.196.138. That's right. Let me confirm once. Yeah, perfect. So this is the thing. So this is nmap 7.4. Doesn't matter, but it works. Any version works best. And meanwhile, I will also show you how the graphical user interface looks like. Sorry. This is nmap actually. So you have different types of scans in here. So intent scan, this different types of. You can also do what kind of scan you can want. For example, if you are looking for operating, you can do this and this kind of. You see this OS detection. So this is not detecting anything. Let's try this aggressive scan. Oh sorry, minus a for aggressive scan 192.168.196.138. let's scan using this. Usually if you filter this kind of what this syntax will do is it will search for most used 1000 ports, but if you want to search for all the ports, then you have to specify in this way, minus p minus and your target IP address. You can also add some more filters there in here. You can like minus o, minus sn, minus this kind of way. But mostly aggressive can detect almost things, most of the things. So meanwhile if it goes on, I'll let you. Yeah, it detected something. The scan has been already completed. So here is the thing. Network is unreachable. 1 second. Fine. So 192.1. the MAC address, too many fingers match this specific details, but it is not detecting usually. Let me try with my machine. So my machine has so my IP address is 100.3. So this is how you can, this is like active scanning, you are directly interacting with the target, and passive scanning is like looking for the forums or LinkedIn pages. For example, if that company has posted a requirement for Red Hat Linux administrators, so that means they are having Red Hat Linux environment in there, so that is why they require these people. So through that, and forums, I have already said you the case of forums. So meanwhile this happens, let me minimize it and I will go back to our presentation. One second. Yeah, so here are the things: domain name, network blocks, IP addresses. These are the things which helps you to identify what are the information about the target. These are the things you will get in fingerprinting. And let me see that once. It's taking too much of time. Yeah, so here it is. So it's Microsoft Windows. These are the ports that are open right now. Port 445, it is open. It should be closed actually. This is SMB port and one of the most vulnerable services in Windows. So it is Windows 10 Pro through this. So that is how you can, here you can see computer name is Manin, and account user guest, authentication level users. This is how you can get. And finally you can also learn more things like Google Docs. Let me show you that one also. What are Google Docs? Google Docs are used to search in the website. For example, if you want to look for the SQL injection, that there should be ID in the URL. Some parameters should be passed. So finding out those parameters, for example, in URL ID. So in URL index.php ID is equal to something. So if some website is there like this, that means it is vulnerable to SQL injection. So here you can find in ExploitDB, you can find what are different types of Google Docs. For example, if you want to find Cisco login pages that are available through web, then you can use, for example, let me try Cisco. So if you search for like this, then it will give you the various voicemail servers like Cisco, Unity messaging, this kind of. So these are Google Docs. It will help you to search in the Google database. So, and that's it for now. And don't forget to subscribe, guys. And there are much more things that are coming on the way. And this is Manindra Simhadri signing off.